All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to build something incredible, a really powerful short story. I'm going to give you the actual blueprint, the step-by-step guide for turning that little spark of an idea into a finished story that people just can't forget.
So, let's just start with this question. What is it? What really makes a short story unforgettable? The kind that just sticks with you for days. It's definitely not about how long it is, right? It's all about the punch it packs, the impact it can have in just a few pages. Exactly. And this is so important. A great short story is not just a novel that someone gave up on. No way. It's its own unique art form. Think of it like a complete, powerful journey just in miniature. And because it's so compact, every single choice, every word, matters.
And that's exactly what we're here to do. We're going to hand you the blueprint. We'll go through the whole thing, from laying the foundation all the way to that final polish, so you'll have all the tools you need to build your own amazing story. So, are you ready to start building?
Okay, let's do this. First up, Section 1, laying the foundation. And, just like building a house, every single great story has these load-bearing walls. They're totally non-negotiable. If you get these core pieces right, your entire story will be solid.
The first part of that foundation, it's what we call the through line. This is basically the spine of your story. And listen, it's not some big, complicated theme like love or war. No, it's much more specific. It's a single, focused question or a desire that your character has. It's that one thread that just pulls the reader through from beginning to end.
Okay, next step, you need a protagonist and a constraint. What does that mean? It means your main character has to want something really, really clearly. But, and this is the key, there has to be one big thing stopping them from getting it. That obstacle, that constraint, that's where all the tension and urgency comes from. It's the engine of the story.
And what's so cool is that you can pack all of this into a single opening line. Just listen to this. On the third day of the strike, Noor took her bicycle instead of the bus and didn't plan to come back. Boom! In one sentence, we have it all. Our protagonist, Noor, her constraint, the strike, her want, she wants to leave and not come back. The through line immediately becomes, why is she leaving and where is she going? That's a whole universe of story packed into just a few words. Amazing, right?
Okay, so our foundation is poured, it's solid. Now we move on to Section 2, structuring the narrative arc. If the first part was the foundation, this is the framing, the actual structure that gives your story that satisfying shape we all love.
And you're going to love this because the framework is actually super simple. It's just a 3-beat structure. First, the setup. This is where you introduce your character, their world, and what they want. Then, the complication. You throw a wrench in the works, a setback, a tough choice, something to raise the stakes. And finally, the resolution. You show what happens because of it all, the consequence, the big discovery, maybe even a total reversal. Now here's the pro tip. Where do you actually start writing? You have to start at the inciting moment. Seriously, don't give us pages and pages of backstory. Just drop us right into the middle of the action. At the exact moment something changes for your character. That's how you grab a reader and refuse to let them go.
All right, foundation, check. Structure, check. Now it's time to get our hands dirty. Welcome to Section 3, from draft to polish. This is where the blueprint starts looking like a real, honest-to-goodness story.
And the process is kind of like a 2-step dance. Or maybe think of it as wearing 2 different hats. First, you put on your writer hat and you draft fast. Don't worry about perfection, just focus on momentum. Get the whole story out. Then, you take that hat off and you put on your editor hat. And you have to be ruthless. You go back and cut anything, and I mean anything, that doesn't directly serve that core through line we talked about.
But how do you know what to cut, right? Well, let me give you your secret weapon, a revision checklist. It's so simple, but so effective. You just go through your draft and ask these questions. Is the through line crystal clear? Could this sentence be deleted? Am I showing instead of telling? Seriously, a checklist like this can transform a messy draft into something sharp and powerful.
Let's really dig into that show, don't tell thing for a second because it's a total game changer. You could write, the character was nervous. Okay, fine, we get it. Or you could write this. He opened the envelope with hands that didn't remember how to tremble. Wow. Just feel the difference there. In the second one, we're not just told he's nervous. We are in that moment with him, feeling that deep, soul-shaking shock. That is the magic of showing.
All right, we're almost there. Time for our final section. Your turn to write. You've got the blueprint, you've got the tools. Now, let's just quickly cover a few common traps to avoid so you can find that spark and just
Start. Look, we all fall into these traps at some point, but now you can sidestep them. Don't start way back in the past. Stick to solving one main problem, not 10. Let their actions show us how they feel. Don't just tell us. And please, make sure your big moments happen because of a character's choice, not just some random coincidence. If you stick to the blueprint, you'll naturally avoid most of this stuff. So, what do you think? You ready to start building? You've got the tools, you've got the blueprint. The only thing missing now is that one little thing every great story needs to begin. A single idea.
And hey, if you're staring at a blank page, no worries. Here are a few starting points just to get your creative engine fired up. What about a weird sound that interrupts a normal day? Or finding an object somewhere it absolutely should not be? Or a family secret revealed in an old letter? Any one of these could be the start of something amazing. So, I'm going to leave you with a direct challenge. Let's run with that last one. A long-held family secret appears in a letter that's just been slipped under a door. So my question for you is, what does that letter say? Now, go find out. Get writing.